Richard Rawlings is someone who all of us know and like. One of the prettiest car superstars around is Rawlings, the presenter of the appreciated television series Fast and Loud. He is the creator of the Gas Monkey Garage that is featured in the program, even though it's probably what made him most widely recognized. He has also often appeared in advertisements for Dodge Motor Company automobiles. Despite their often harsh and extravagant exterior, he and his crew produce the best restoration work on vintage and performance cars. All wonderful things, of course, have to come to a close. It makes sense that when the famous Fast and Loud program was announced to be ending in 2020, a lot of Rawlings's and the show's fans were taken surprised. Launched in 2012, the Discovery Channel TV series ran for nearly 10 years, with the last episode showing in June 2020. Nearly 12 years have passed since the first episode aired, and some incredible creations have been made since then. At last, Rawlings explained the cancellation of Fast and Loud to the audience of the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. There was turmoil all around Rawlings, both simultaneously on and off camera. He had several falling outs with a couple of his employees throughout the program, and they were often expelled from the garage whenever one employee had a dispute with Rawlings. This occurred several times. Aaron Kaufman, the head technician at Rawlings, went without a word. Kaufman subsequently said that he quit his job because of issues in both his personal and professional life, and that he believed the subject matter was limiting his creativity. But Kaufman hadn't been the first gas monkey out of the garage, which is quite astounding, following a fight between a spectator and one of Rawlings' expensive vehicles. Tom Smith and Jordan Butler exited the event. Since then, Smith has publicly said that he and Butler left the garage after learning that a cystic fibrosis supporter had used one of Rawlings' vehicles to snap pictures. After cursing, Rawlings yelled at the fan to get out of his vehicle. Luckily for Smith and Butler, a reality program with a similar concept would shortly bring them back to television. Rawlings was having trouble with his second relationship off-screen. Apart from the enormous amount of stress Rawlings had to meet his work-related commitments, his decade-long relationship with Suzanne Mergel started to collapse. Eventually, the two began to drift apart. Thankfully, the pair was able to put their disagreements behind them and was married again in 2015. Apart from her part in Fast and Loud, Rawlings had other turbulence in her life. Similar to other influential persons in business, Rawlings ventured into the hotel sector, presenting the Gas Monkey Bar and Grill, an endeavor that has received much of the same abuse as the show. Most infamously, it was discovered during a sting operation that they were substituting less expensive booze for more expensive alcohol. Rawlings appeared as a guest on the Joe Rogan Experience. Rogan immediately questioned Rawlings on why Fast and Loud had ended. He gave an easy answer to Rawlings' main query. Then, without warning, Rawlings announced that the program would not continue. Rawlings departed the Discovery Channel for that reason. Despite being without a contract, he had a ton of exciting things scheduled for the coming years. Additionally, we've seen it in some amazing video by Richard Rawlings and Gas Monkey Garage, all of which are available on his recently launched YouTube channel, which has amassed over 1 million followers. Nevertheless, Rawlings continued, describing it as comparable to a perfect storm. Rawlings realized he wanted to alter and mater a little at the top of the mountain at Discovery, had then made advantage of the challenging year 2020 that we were all given to consider the future and set his goals. Unquestionably, Fast and Loud had some success. It had performed very well, establishing Rawlings as a household brand, both domestically and internationally. There's more to the drama on the program than just what Rawlings does on and off screen. The Fast and Loud's Shark Cat was portrayed by the writers as a modified Dodge Dart, which caused controversy. Even while reality TV often twists the facts to fit its narrative, it seems like the Fast and Loud producers went too far in this instance. The Shark Cat was just another example of how sharks often cause trouble, as every adolescent young people worth knowing knows. There were several technical problems with the Shark Cat, including transmission problems that the manufacturing team generally downplayed. More importantly, every computational component of the Shark car had to be disassembled and reassembled. Diablo Sport took care of this, and the manufacturing team seemed to finish it swiftly, as if repairing a vehicle so good didn't need any labor at all. But nothing could be farther from the reality than this. There has been sufficient tension, both on and off screen in the brief history of Fast and Loud to justify a spin-off series, as well as one very messy shortcut. But what really makes reality TV programs great is their drama and controversy. In this sense, Fast and Loud will always be seen as a success story on reality TV, even if the show ended after 16 seasons. Rawlings spoke about the man he might grow into. Since nobody in his immediate vicinity was really producing automobile podcasts at the time, he made the decision to concentrate on this endeavor for himself. He has, of course, subsequently been on other podcasts. Since social media wasn't as widespread as it is today, it didn't truly fit into that category in 2012. During one of his remarks, Rogan said that he was told hard no by a prospective employer who wanted to handle his social media accounts. Stated differently, Rawlings would often lose out on the opportunity to provide original content. He just had a Discovery connection. It was shocking to learn that Rawlings' contract effectively prohibits him from criticizing Discovery while he is still employed there. If he had done it more than once, he could have really faced a fine of up to $25,000. Of course, if you don't get along with your hiring studio, no one will want to spend that much. As it occurs, and in what way, Gas Monkey Garage survives to this day. Apart from expanding its workforce, Rawlings is experiencing remarkable achievements via its YouTube channel. Even if you've only seen Fast and Loud a few times, you've undoubtedly heard of Richard Rawlings. He may be a successful businessman, but he also has intriguing personal qualities. Even while it is less well-known, his love past is as intriguing. In 1990, Rawlings got married to Karen Grames for the first time. Their marriage was short-lived, as shown by their divorce a year later. Rawlings had to wait many years to find love again, but when he did, he was content. In 1999, he wedded businesswoman Suzanne Marie Mergel, who started the Home Health Agency. 2009 saw the couple's divorce after 10 years of marriage. When they mended and were wedded in 2015, everyone was shocked. That is, until the couple filed for divorce a second time in March 2019, just when it seemed like everything was going well for them. Although the reason behind the breakup is still unclear, Rawlings was completely enamored this time. He began dating model Katarina Deason a few weeks after their separation, and in August of that year, he proposed to her. They eventually got married in the first quarter of 2020. Notably, Rawlings has been married 4 times but has never had children. You were undoubtedly surprised to learn that Aaron Kaufman was leaving the show in the 10th season, if you had watched Fast and Loud from the beginning. But even before the show aired, the public was aware of Kaufman's departure. The former co-owner and star mechanic of Gas Monkey Garage left the company due to disagreements about creative issues and the way work was being done at the business. He said that the ideas that Discovery gave him were not difficult enough since he liked working on large cars, and Discovery liked to keep the designs modest. Kaufman also underlined how unpleasant the office was. Car repairs that had required weeks of labor-intensive effort were completed in a few days, making each activity disagreeable rather than delightful. Kaufman was fortunate enough to follow his passion and find his perfect place. He had a cameo in the 2018 television series Shifting Gears, which was based on ArcLight Fabrication, his own auto firm. In actuality, his career flourished because of the longer-term, more in-depth courses in his new curriculum. After that, he appeared in The Gymkhana Files. He's a celebrity now on Aaron Needs a Job.